This year's from Sky News. I always like to see the reaction on when Meghan and Harry do something a little bit, well, let's just say, different than the norm.
But first, in the almost 2.5 years of hosting this show, I thought I'd seen an awful lot insofar as the Sussexes were concerned. And perhaps if I hadn't seen it, I thought I was so desensitised to their behaviour that whatever else happened, I would be unlikely to be taken by surprise. It turns out I was wrong.
Well, of course, we know what we'll be talking about. We'll see it in a second.
Now, this week, as the Sussexes marked Lilibet's 4th birthday, they released this video. For the uninitiated, this is a video of Meghan dancing, or twerking as the cool kids call it, in her birthing suite. You heard me correctly, birthing suite. I'll spare you my mother's observations. Anyway, this was the public reaction.
So as you can see, Sky News is generally, I'd say, realistic about Meghan and Harry and based in their opinion. You could also put it critical of them, or just they don't like Meghan and Harry so much. Whatever it is, I think they keep it straight.
Safe to say this video has provoked quite a reaction.
It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time.
I think this is funny. I think it's endearing. I like to see this. I thought it was a cute video.
It's insufferable. I'm sick to death of them talking about privacy but not actually really wanting it.
Now, I have 2 questions. Why would you do this in the first place, and why would you release it to the public? As to the first question, look, I have absolutely no idea why you do this, but look, what people do in the privacy of their own homes, or in this case, the privacy of their birthing suite, frankly, it's their business.
All right, to be fair, I did hear that if you move or dance a little bit in late stages of pregnancy, it could maybe help things down there or whatnot. And I just heard it was a good thing to exercise down there. So that's an excuse, I guess, for why she did it. But why you would release it to the public, well, that's the more tricky, nuanced question. I think for attention, at this point, they know they're going to get negative news on it. They know they're going to get criticized on it. They do it anyway. So that just goes to show they're not scared of the trolls or the backlash. I don't even like to say trolls. There's some trolls, but some of the trolls get it right. So let's just say the backlash.
Fine, but please keep your weird behaviour to yourself. And that brings me to my second question. Why on earth would you make this public? Particularly after you've scurried away from public royal life, you've demanded privacy, you've put emojis over the face of your kids when you release photos, and the list goes on. This video cuts across all the Sussexes' haughty demands for privacy and their lofty expectations for how other people conduct themselves. It sits well within the too much information category and, well, frankly, it illustrates all the cheap crassness of celebrity despite the otherwise heavy reliance on royal connection. We haven't seen this sort of royal carry-on in public, this sort of carry-on so unedifying.
I haven't been following the history of the royals since day one, but I'll take a word for it that something like this hasn't really been seen before, especially not in such a deliberate way. If that was like a spy cam and one of the nurses like leaked it or something and she got arrested and it got out there and you'd be like, oh my God, okay. But this is them deliberately putting it out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Doing all things pop culture, waiting for Day Drinker, Blake Lively, Sean Diddy, whatever comes up. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.